Live 5 News starts now with breaking news.
All right, folks, right now in North Charleston, police investigating reports of shots fired near Ashley Phosphate Road. That call came in just under 60 minutes ago. Details limited, but the shots reportedly happened near South Rail Road right here on the map. A live picture now from the scene. You can see officers out there right now. Again, details still limited, but reports of shots fired off Ashley Phosphate. We are working the scene closely. We have a news crew there. We will update you once we have more information.
Right now at 5, there are big changes on the crosstown in downtown Charleston, and that includes one section of the road where at least 4 people have been killed in the last 6 years. Harv Jacobs is live at the crosstown and Cumming Street. Harv's going to tell us what's being done to improve safety along that stretch of street, Harv.
And one of the biggest improvements the city says is right here in the crosstown of Cumming Street. Let me explain. Across the street from me is what is known now as a 2-tiered crossing. Over there is where you start and you wait for the signal. You cross over from across the street to over here where I am. This is the median. Then you go over here to this side, wait for that signal. You see it over there, and you get at least 20 seconds to cross again. City officials say it's much safer. In the past, people had to what they call hopscotch to go ahead and get across the street. The city's traffic and transportation director told me he's hoping all these changes will prevent more deaths.
We are number 1 in the state in bike and pedestrian death and injuries. We're number 2 for speed fatalities, and we're number 5 for DUI fatalities. We can't be proud of that, right? And we have to do what's necessary to make that different.
Other notable changes, according to Benjamin, they put no turn on red signs on the crosstown where it meets Ashley Avenue, and also over here, as I said, so you can't turn on red. Also, they have retimed the traffic lights on the crosstown from Lockwood Drive all the way over here to Cumming. Those no turn on red signs, Ashley Avenue and President Street, where they meet the crosstown. And more changes are planned, I'm told. Live on the crosstown, Harv Jacobs, Live 5 News.
Right now, look at this. We're keeping a close eye on the chance for showers or more rain as it continues to pop up around the low country. I'm here in the First Alert Weather Center with our chief meteorologist, Bill Walsh. Bill, still the chance for rain or thunderstorms could happen this afternoon into the evening hours.
In fact, over the 2 places, over the lakes and up into Georgetown, we've been watching. We gave you the first alert to the heavy rain, some floods up into Georgetown County a little while ago. Now we're kind of watching the lakes as well. Let me take you over to the big picture right here, and I will show you, and I'll show you, because we've been talking about these. We gave you the alert up in Georgetown on Twitter and on our app. If you get the app, it's really important to keep it close. This is what it looks like right now as you look across coastal South Carolina. A couple of areas we're watching now moving across the lakes. We talk about heavy gusty winds on lakes. We saw that big duck boat tragedy last week. They had the warning, and this is another line of storms moving across Lake Moultrie. So if you see big storms like that coming, get off the lake. Certainly seek shelter harbor, but this continues to push off to the slightly off to the northeast at about 12 to 15 miles an hour. So if you're up in Bono around 5:10, Macbeth at about 5:26, you can expect some of these storms again around Monk's Corner at 5:43 as they kind of push in this direction. Be on the lookout for that. And let me zoom out, tap right there. You can see quite a bit of lightning with that one. We'll continue to monitor that. Also, Georgetown, we told you first about that aerial flood advisory. It's now been discontinued. But again, just south of the city, there's Georgetown down 17 over to Winyah Bay, back down along the Ace Basin, and back on up toward the lower Santee Basin, rather. Again, you are looking at some moderate rain showers right there. We'll continue to watch all of that. Hour by hour, as we move into the next few hours, we'll keep that chance at 30% through 7 o'clock. We'll back it off to about a 20% by 9 o'clock, 79, 10 o'clock, about 78 degrees. Coming up for us right here in about, say, 8 minutes. What about the weekend? We'll look at that. If you've got plans, stick around. What about that drive home? We've been watching that as well. Danielle Prince with a look at the First Alert traffic. Danielle.
Big issues out on our roadways right now, specifically I-26 westbound. We do have one crash reported blocking the one left lane near the Ashley Phosphate exit area. So really backing up traffic, causing that overflow traffic onto 526 westbound heading towards I-26, and then also I-26 westbound heading out of the downtown area toward the merge. Very slow go right now. Quick look here out of the Cosgrove Avenue exit. It is a bit slower on that westbound side, but not as bad as what it was about 20 minutes ago. Some drive times for you, about a 47-minute commute right now from downtown to Somerville.
Right now in North Charleston, more information coming in about reports of shots fired near Ashley Phosphate Road. Let's go live to the scene where Colby Satterfield is standing by. What can you tell us, Colby?
Bill, right now all we know that K9 units and an EMS were here. I'm going to step out of the way so you can actually see several North Charleston police officer units here right now. Within the last about 3 minutes, detectives just arrived here on scene as well. And if you can even look forward up to the tree line, you can see a string of yellow police tape right now. This is all we know right now. We're still working to get information as to what exactly is going on here and what transpired for the K9 units and EMS to report here on scene where there was a report of shots fired. I'm live in North Charleston. Colby Satterfield, Live 5 News. What'd we learn?
Right now, one man behind bars accused of shooting and killing a Charleston activist for Black Lives Matter. Roosevelt Igles was arrested in New Orleans yesterday. He's now being charged with second-degree murder in the death of Muyideen Moye. Moye, also known as Dabaha, was charged with disorderly conduct here in Charleston back in 2017. Remember this episode? He jumped a barricade, tried to snatch a Confederate flag from a protester outside the College of Charleston. That was Moye. Moye, though, found shot to death last February in New Orleans. Now police have arrested a suspect.
Right now, police are investigating after a landscaping employee died in the Lakes of Somerville neighborhood. REA Landscape Management is calling the death of the employee a tremendous loss for the company. Sydney Ryan is live in the Somerville Lakes neighborhood. And Sydney, this was a very unusual situation.
And it definitely is. In the last hour, the Charleston County coroner confirmed that 29-year-old Thomas Padishan died when his lawnmower tipped over down this embankment going into the pond. He was pronounced dead at Somerville Medical Center just after 4 yesterday afternoon. Take a look at this video. It was sent to us just a few hours ago from this exact location. It shows crews pulling out a lawnmower from the pond off Seneca River Drive in the Lakes of Somerville subdivision. The South Carolina Occupational Health and Safety Administration, or OSHA, confirmed it is investigating and looking for workplace violation. That investigation generally takes about 8 weeks to complete. Coming up right here on Live 5 News at 7:30, I spoke with neighbors, OSHA, as well as the HOA here at the Lakes of Somerville. I'll tell you what they had to say about just what happened here at this pond that left one man dead. For now, reporting live from Somerville, I'm Sydney Ryan. Live 5 News.
All right, Sydney, thank you. Folks, I want you to take a good look at your screen right now. This woman is Rhoda Hamilton. She is missing in Berkeley County. Deputies say she was last seen in the Somerville area. She may be driving a maroon Ford Explorer, a 2006 maroon Ford Explorer. If you know where Hamilton might be, you're asked to please call the number you see here on the screen. The government says radioactive uranium has leaked through the floor of a nuclear fuel plant outside Columbia. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission says the material has leaked through a 3-inch floor where the uranium is being stored. It happened at the Westinghouse plant outside Columbia. The feds say the hole goes about 6 feet into the ground. Investigators say they do not think the uranium will affect the water supply, but just in case, they are running tests.
As the Trump administration continues to roll out its $12 billion bailout for farmers, we reached out to the South Carolina Department of Agriculture Commissioner Hugh Weathers. Weathers is encouraged by the announcement saying that agriculture is the tip of the spear when it comes to trade disputes. I have communicated several times with Secretary of Agriculture Perdue. His message to me was clear. He promised to take care of the nation's farmers. Today, he made good on that promise. President Trump announced yesterday he would be sending billions in aid to farmers who have been impacted by his ongoing trade war.
Right now, a Carolina Panthers player in trouble with the law. Defensive tackle Vernon Butler is accused of assaulting a woman. A woman accuses Butler of throwing a drink at her and then shoving her at a Texas nightclub earlier this month. The woman claims Butler assaulted her after she refused his advances. In a statement, Panthers officials say they were just learning about the allegation and are gathering more information. The Dallas Police Department also investigating. All right, behind us, a live look over the edge of America, Folly Beach.
Right now, the Army Corps of Engineers is working on a project to protect people and their property.
Abby O'Brien explains what's going on and how long it'll take.
This, of course, is not what Folly Beach typically looks like, but the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is actually pumping sand from the Folly River to the beach. They do it using these long pipes. The purpose is to protect people and property along the beach, especially before peak hurricane season. They churn up the sand to absorb the effects of a major storm. Crews normally stay in one spot for about 3 to 5 days and continue to move down the beach.
The goal of the Corps of Engineers and the beach renourishment is to get sand out onto the beaches to protect the people and the property that are behind those dunes and behind the sand.
And it's also very valuable because we have a lot of turtle nests, and so this creates habitat for those species again too.
This is a 24/7 operation, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers expects it to be wrapped up in September. Reporting from a very windy Folly Beach, Abby O'Brien, Live 5 News.
Abby, thanks so much. Still ahead at 5. Hackers have figured out a new way to get your personal info. How they're tricking you into handing over your passwords.
And more netting going up at prisons around the state. We'll tell you why some are skeptical that this security measure won't be effective in keeping contraband out.